Hello everyone, it's your VTuber Senpai, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about copyright claims. Now, the video you are about to watch was a VOD at one point, and I'm going to make it into, well, this video. There are times where I say copyright strikes instead of copyright claims, so if something sounds a little bit confusing or doesn't seem a little bit right, I probably meant copyright claims, then copyright strikes. Sometimes when I get in the groove, I just blurt out what's in my mind. I'm sorry. But enough about all that, let's get into the video. Copyright strikes and how to deal with them. So, this was brought up in the Discord a few days ago. A member said, what do I do with fake copyright claims? Actually, let's post this in here. Let's post this in here, shall we? I got one on my ultimate Doom playthrough. The thing is, it's third party making those claims. And that person does that to everyone who plays that level / song. There is no artist called Fing Rish in Doom soundtrack. Okay. So there are some things you guys need to understand. Gaming companies, a lot of the time, outsource their music. They'll hire a distributor, or they'll hire a label artist or a composer, so on and so forth, to make the music for them. And a lot of the times, these gaming companies will give the rights of the music to the person that made the music, and they'll purchase, you guys can't see my air quotes, the license to use that music in their game. It doesn't mean that they own the music, but they bought a license to use it in the game itself. So when you buy a game like Doom, you are buying a license to play that game. In the license agreement of that game, typically it's written out in a way where it's going to be just you enjoying it. And they don't ever really include in that agreement that you scrolled all the way through, that you didn't read any of it and you just checked that little box you agreed just so you could play that game. They never negotiate for that music to be used on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, so on and so forth. Okay. So that being said, you got to be careful which games you play on stream. Typically, if you're streaming on Twitch, Twitch's DMCA system, copyright system, is pretty bad. They aren't intense as YouTube. YouTube will watch your stream live and they'll DMCA you live. Twitch, on the other hand, not so much. Okay. So now we know that most gaming companies outsource their music to a third party to make it. That being said, what do we do? Well, Mr. Murdoch just said, turn off the music. And that is definitely one thing you should do. Turn off the music. Right? Or even better, see if the company that made the game allows you to use the music on stream. And some companies do. There are some companies that love it when you use their music on stream. For example, World of Warcraft said that they would be more than happy for you to play their music on stream while you're playing their game. Another one is Final Fantasy, right? There are a lot of gaming companies that made this music in-house. They didn't outsource it. They made it in-house, which now they have full control to allow you to absolutely do that. right? So you guys brought up some good points, like Cyberpunk 2077 had a problem where you were playing the music that was in game and people were getting DMCAs and copyright strikes for it. Now they had to turn on something called streamer mode, where that copyrighted music wouldn't be played. The reason why you guys got DMCA copyright strikes is because they didn't make the music in-house, they outsourced it. Okay? So you gotta do some investigating. You gotta figure it out sometimes. You gotta search Google, you gotta search on YouTube, you gotta search on Twitter, and see if a game that you like, that you're streaming, has a problem with copyright strikes. A lot of new games, kind of iffy. Chances are, if there are 100 or 1,000 people streaming that game for the past 6 months, nobody's talked about getting copyright strike, he probably will be okay. How about Nintendo or Pokemon? That one's a toss-up, because Nintendo changes their mind every other week, and they sometimes go back on what they say. Do you need to ask for permission, though, before using them? The game? Typically, no. There are some companies out there that don't like you to stream their game. Most companies are okay with it. Good rule of thumb is see if other people are streaming it on Twitch and YouTube. If other people are streaming it on Twitch and YouTube, and they've been streaming it for a little while, chances are it's okay. Chances. Not always 100%. Maybe you said something in the video, they didn't like it. They could change their minds. And that's the thing. All these video game companies can change their minds tomorrow and copyright and DMCAs strike you if they want. Even if it's in their terms of services, if they decide to change their mind for whatever reason, they have the right to do so. And there's nothing you can do about it. But should you really be worried? No. I wouldn't be. Again, you got to do some research on the games you intend to play on stream. And again, go to Twitch, go to YouTube. Is there a lot of people streaming it? Is there a lot of people making videos on it? Do some research. Type into Google. You know, Doom, copyright strikes. Right? It would be a foolish way. It would be foolish as it would get huge backlash. They would get some huge backlash. Sure. But there are some companies out there that just don't care. Let's be honest. There are companies out there that just do not care. And a lot of the problem with the internet is very forgetful. So after 2 weeks of, I hate this, people forget and move on. It's the sad truth, but it's the truth. Okay. So the person that posted that in the Discord, technically they do have a right to make a third-party claim because they aren't Doom. They aren't ID Studios or whoever makes Doom these days. So it would be a third-party company that does make the copyright claim. Now, not all companies will copyright under their own name. They might hire a third party to do a copyright strike. They might. They have that option, right? It's sometimes cheaper to outsource it to another company to do it for you than hire an intern or hire a full-time employee to go through the YouTube database and do it underneath the company name. So there are companies out there that do third-party copyright claims. That is normal. That does happen. And shit happens. It happens all the time. So that's okay. The big problem that a lot of you guys seem to be worried about, from my opinion, more times than not, is not really the companies going after you guys. What I see a lot of you guys talking about in Discord, on YouTube, on Twitter, so on and so forth, is fake copyright claims. Before we jump into that, though, we have to understand, how hard is it to file a copyright claim? So, on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 1 being super easy, and 10 being super hard, I want you guys to give me one number. From 1 to 10, how hard do you think it is? Again, 1 being super easy and 10 being super hard. Type it down right now. Let me know. I'm going to drink some water. Five? I've heard it's stupidly easy and abusable, so 1. We got a 2, we got a 3, 0, 6. Interesting. Big company like 3, individual 6 or 7. Ah, okay. 3, we got 4, we got a 7. Okay. So some of you guys think it's fairly hard. Okay. Let's do a copyright claim, shall we? Shall we walk through the process of a copyright claim right now? Should we? What do you guys think? I think we should. So let's do that. Let's do that very thing right now. Let's do a copyright claim. So, this is how you do a copyright claim. You could go to Google, type in copyright claim, YouTube, click down here, submit a copyright takedown request, submit a copyright takedown. Okay. So all you literally need is my content, type of work, video, original song, software, art, live performance, copyrighted logo, or other. Infringing video. All you need is a URL of that video. That's it. So say if John rips off one of my videos, I just got to get a copy of that link of my ripped off video and I paste it in there. Does it work on mobile? No, it doesn't. Not that I've been able to figure out, at least. My affected party, myself, or a company, an organization, or client that I represent. Relationship to copyrighted content. Your job title or role related to the content in question. So either I am the CEO of said company, or I'm a representative of said company, so on and so forth. Name of copyright owner. So your channel name or full legal name. Can also be an identifying professional name. Will show in the placement in the place of the removed video. Country. Pretty normal. Phone number, street address, email, so on and so forth, state, province, so on and so forth. Right? Right? Okay, removal options. Scheduled, send a 7-day notice. Standard, remove, request removal now. That's standard, by the way. Not scheduled, not send a 7-day notice. Like, that's crazy. You can have it right down now. Prevent copies of this video appearing. And then you check these 3 boxes. I have good faith, information, so on and so forth. You do your fake digital signature and you're good to go. What's the problem here, chat? What's the problem that we see here on this copyright claim, the video? Does anybody know what the problem is here? And it's actually very much a 1 on that scale. Robot Girl got it. Thorntail got it. You do not have to prove at all that you are the owner of the said content. What's the other messed up part, chat? What's the other messed up part? And can anybody get it? I wonder if you guys can figure it out. What's the other messed up part? Other than the fact You do not have to prove that you are the owner. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. You don't even have to prove you are you. I could put down my name as PewDiePie. I could put the name as whatever the hell I want it to be. It could be whatever I want. I could use a fake name. There's no proof. There's no driver's license upload. There's nothing. There's literally nothing that I have to put in to prove that I am me. Not a thing. I don't have to show that I'm I don't have to show a driver's license. I don't have to show a passport. I don't have to show anything. Right? And as we see here, they have two options. One to schedule. The other, request removal now. These removals can lead to a copyright strike. YouTube processes the video removal after validating the request. Mostly automated, by the way. So the system also gets used for hate takedowns like on TikTok. Exactly. So that's messed. Is it not? So when a copyright claim comes in, what happens? Well, what happens is you have to reply to it. Or you can ignore it. That's entirely up to you. But you generally you have to reply to it. Okay. If you reply to a copyright claim, the person that claimed you has 30 days, 1 month, to reply to the said claim. Okay? If within that time, that person does not reply within that 30 days, or that 1 month, because some months are 28 days, you automatically win. Okay. What do we do if they reply? If they reply saying, no, my copyright was valid. This is what happens. And this is the messed up part. This is what's really messed up. If you reply for a second time, then they again have 30 days to reply. If they don't, you win. If they do, it goes to court. Now, the people that are doing fake copyright claims, 95% of the time, fake copyright claims won't get past this part. It won't. Because if it goes past this part and you refute this, it goes to court. Or it has the potential to go to court. And again, if nothing happens over, I think it's 60 days, I think YouTube said in their creator camp, then you win by default, right? But what's worse? What's really worse is you, the person replying to this copyright claim, have to give your legal name and legal address. So, what issues does this cause? If somebody's being a douche, they're hate rating you for any reason, they now have your legal name and address. What did I talk about last stream, chat? Anybody remember? There was a way so you don't have to give your legal name and address. How do you do that? There's two ways. Two ways you can do this. Yes. You make an LLC. You could link that LLC to a PO box. Right? You link that LLC to a PO box. So all they now have is your LLC name and your PO box address. Now, I don't know how it is in the States, but I know in Canada, you don't have to have your real name on the LLC information if you don't want it to be there. That could be kept secret. You do have that option. In the States, I don't know if that's an option. You guys will have to figure that out. Okay. But there's another way I didn't talk about. There's another way that I didn't talk about that you can do legally to fight this without giving your legal name and address. It costs a lot more money though. But if you are somebody that's making a decent income, a decent revenue on YouTube, you're going to need one of these anyways. It's called a lawyer. You are allowed to use your lawyer's name, the name of the firm, and address. The lawyer is your representative. They are representing on behalf of you. As such, you can use your lawyer's name and address. And again, if your YouTube channel is making decent revenue, you should have a lawyer anyway, because your lawyer should be looking over every single contract that you get, whether it's sponsorship, deals, so on and so forth. Yeah. But you can use a lawyer's address, so on and so forth. It's an option. But these are two ways you're going to do it. Now, you're typically going to have an LLC again. If you are going to, if your YouTube channel is making decent revenue, it should be an LLC. There's no reason for it not to be. Really. But like I said, 95%, in my personal opinion, from what I saw on the internet, most fake claims never go past that point. They really don't. So what should you do if you feel like you got a fake copyright strike? What do you guys think you should do? 100% of the time. Does anybody know what you should do 100% time if you feel like you got a fake copyright strike? I know what I would do. I would dispute it. Right? Dispute /repeal. Do a repeal process. Fight it. Right? We'll even fight it. Right? What do you have to lose? 30 days. Right? 30 days passes and you're good to go. Nothing wrong with that. If they come back to you and be like, no, this is copyrighted material, then you're going to have to make your own decision from there. Now, you can reach out to me. You can be like, hey, Senpai, what should I do? I'll give advice. I'm not a lawyer, but I will give advice on what you should do. So, that's pretty messed up. Does your channel /video have any negative effects during those 30 days? I heard you don't get ad revenue for that time period or something. Yeah. So, what happens is, can they reclaim it later? Yes, they could. So what happens is, once your video is copyright claimed, what happens is all ad rev goes and is held by YouTube until it is resolved. Once it's resolved, the ad rev will go to the proper person. Okay. All the ad rev will go to the proper person after the copyright claim has been disputed successfully, so on and so forth. Now, if you get 3 strikes, you are out. Just like John said. Which is pretty crappy. It really is. It's pretty crappy. 3 strikes rules, you're gone. After 1 strike, you can't even stream. That's pretty messed up. Pretty crazy. And this is why, chat, this is why I always say, whether you are a streamer on Twitch or YouTube, you should always have more than 1 revenue. You should honestly have 3 or more, right? Yeah, copyright strikes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Copyright strikes, not claims. Yeah, copyright strikes. You can have 50 claims. You can have 1,000 claims. Yeah. Sorry, I misspoke. Yeah. You can have lots of claims. The only time it turns into a strike is once it's favored upon the other person. Sorry. For all videos or just the offending one? Just the offending video. Just that one video. All that revenue will be held. Just for the one video, not your whole channel. So, but this is why I always say have more than 1 ad source. Always. So if you are a YouTuber or Twitch streamer, have a merch line. Have other platforms, right? I have a Twitch channel. If my YouTube goes down tomorrow, for whatever reason, I'm okay. At least I can go live on Twitch. I can let my YouTube audience know on Discord or on Twitter that that's my new home, and I'm good to go. That's also why I have a Facebook page. Just in case those go, I have a 3rd backup. Right? These are the things you guys got to think about. But we're not done yet. Some of you guys mentioned earlier today, and I've seen this a lot, and it drives me nuts. But a lot of people actually think this, that they can use big names, music / content in their videos and say something like, no infringements, I spelled that wrong, I don't care, intended. Or I see this one too many times. Use under fair use. I'm sorry to say, chat, that these are not protections. If you upload a 1-to-1 copy of, I don't know, let's like Hell's Kitchen, right? You upload a 1-to-1 copy of Hell's Kitchen, and it's just you with your VTubing avatar or your real life person, your real life avatar, watching the whole episode through and through and not adding anything to it. It's not fair use. If you are using somebody's music or copies of the Avengers or some sort of Marvel clip you're making Marvel clips and you say no copyright infringement intended, doesn't protect you. Because again, you did nothing to transform that content. That is just a one-to-one rip. And I'm sorry, but you're infringing. And I'm sorry you're not doing anything fair use. Now, music-wise, what should you guys do? Because a lot of you guys have this question for music. Okay. That's a tough one. Why is that tough? Because as we see here on YouTube, which I just showed you guys, anybody could fill out a DMCA/copyright form and not think anything about it. So yeah, there's Stream Beats, right? By Harris Heller. There's Lo-Fi Girl by Lo-Fi Girl that you can use, right? YouTube has its own database. Of free music that you could use as well. Okay. There's paid services like Epidemic Sound, which is, I think, like $10 a month. And they got crazy amount of music on there. Crazy amount of music, which actually links to your YouTube channel. So they make sure you do not get a copyright strike or DMCA or anything like that. There are times, though, that Lo-Fi Girl will issue, this has happened to me, a copyright strike. Why is that? Why did Lo-Fi Girl issue Senpai a copyright strike, even though Lo-Fi Girl said it was okay to use their music? Why? Why did I get a copyright strike from Lo-Fi Girl if she said it was okay? Anybody know? Anybody know why Senpai got copyright strikes from Lo-Fi Girl? Let me tell you guys why. Let me tell you guys why Senpai got copyright strikes from Lo-Fi Girl. Because people submit their music to Lo-Fi Girl. Right? People submit their music to Lo-Fi Girl. Lo-Fi Girl vets the music against the YouTube database, which isn't always perfect. They sometimes takes a few months for YouTube to actually match up that song to other songs in the YouTube database. But they use samples. And those samples were matched with other songs on YouTube. And when that happens, boom, I got a copyright strike. Crazy, huh? Crazy, huh? Artists and labels sometimes okay with using their publisher, but their publisher will send out the claim and strike. Yeah. And this happened to Harris Heller. This happened, that very thing that John just said. Oh, sorry, it wasn't strike. Sorry, guys, I gotta stop saying strike. I apologize. It was a copyright claim. It wasn't a strike, it was a claim. My apologies, my apologies. Sorry. I mean, I'm always used to saying copyright strike. It was a claim. Sorry, it was a copyright claim. Strike only happens once you appeal and it goes through in favor of them. That's when you get the strike. It's once it's favored by, in their favor. That's when you get the strike. It's only a claim, sorry. So, what happened to Harris Heller? Harris Heller Stream Beats literally got a mass copyright claims. Sorry. So mass copyright claims got sent out by Harris Heller, but it wasn't Harris Heller sending them out. Harris Heller used to use a distributor called DistroKid. And DistroKid, by accident, something happened in their database, something happened in the back systems, so on and so forth, sent out the claims. And as such, thousands of people got claims, which is crazy. Which is crazy. Thousands. And for days and days and days and days and days, Harris is like, they've all been retracted. Everything's A-okay. The distributor screwed up. That does happen. A distributor, a publisher will screw up from time to time. Nothing is perfect. It does happen with YouTube too, with their own music library. It has happened. It will happen. So, I'm sorry to say, chat, but there isn't 100% foolproof way of getting around it. There are always chances of you getting a copyright claim. Now I'm starting to say that right close to the end of the video, but there is always a way for you to get a copyright claim. And again, if that claim is in favor of the person doing the claim, it turns into a strike. 3 strikes, you're out. But you guys, it's not 100%. The only thing you can do is research as much as possible, right? And do as much due diligence as you can. So what determines if you get a claim versus getting a strike? So for example, if you, Thorn, were ripping off my stuff, I would send Thorn a claim, right? I would send Thorn a claim saying, hey, Thorn is infringing on my content. I want this crap down. Thorn's like, nuh-uh. No, I'm 100% in my rights. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the right. I responded. And then we go legal. Right? And legal sides with me. If legal sides with me, then it's a strike. If legal sides with you, then what technically happens is it's a mark on your quote air quote file. Doesn't really do anything. It's not really a big bad thing, but it goes after, I think, 60 days. Again, chat, all this is in the YouTube studio. They do have courses on this stuff made by YouTube for you guys to go check out, to take, to understand, so on and so forth. But yeah, pretty crazy, isn't it? Pretty crazy. Hello, Ava. How you doing? It's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. So literally just do your due diligence. Look up the game you're trying to play. See if other people are experiencing copyright strikes, DMCA strikes, or copyright claims, right? Those are pretty important. Google it. Look it up on Reddit. Look it up on YouTube. Look it up on Facebook, so on and so forth. See if other people are experiencing this problem. Same thing with music. Google it. Reddit it. YouTube it. Check it out everywhere. See if other people are having this problem. If there's even one, avoid it. That's what I would do. I would avoid it, even if there's one. Okay? Okay? Unless you do what Girl DM does, which is streaming on Twitch. She streams the music in a different channel, which doesn't get mixed the audio. That's interesting. I did not know she does that. That's pretty cool. But chat, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. It's an option. It's a thinker, but yeah. Do you guys have questions?